Hello my lovelies, this is Madam Crystal Butterfly, and I've noticed it's been a minute since I have told you about some of the books I'm working on. So I figured I really need to tell you about what's in the works, so let's talk about my Christmas Mafia series. Now the Christmas Mafia stories are a magical story involving a mafia family, specifically my characters Nubia and Julius. Now, in the first entry of my story, Perilous Love for Christmas, Nubia has to marry Julius basically to get out of a bad situation, and Julius, he has his own reasons for this marriage. If you'd like to hear more, you can check out one of my previous videos on what happens in this story. Right now, I am working on the second entry to the Christmas Mafia series, True Love for Christmas, which will pick up where the first book left off. Something I find unique about this particular story is that it is not a typical Christmas story. Really, it's more of a die-hard Christmas story, but that's neither here nor there. Part 2 is more focused around what do these characters want to do with their lives. What do they hardcore want out of life? Because they are in a particular situation I left them in at the end of the last book. And this situation is going to force both of them to dive down harder into what do they want with their lives? What are their goals? What should their ambitions be? What are their priorities, and should those priorities change? In addition to a deeper look at the world that they live in, because this world is a mess. My characters live in a version of the United States ruled by a tyrannical king, and the laws in this version of the US are a nightmare, especially the laws surrounding women. And Julius did start to take a look at this in the last book, but in this story he is going to be forced to really take an even deeper look than he already was, because he realizes if this continues, what if he were to have a daughter? Would he really like her to grow up in this world? And more importantly, as to think about the other women in his family, does he really want them to continue to be subjected to this? Next, these laws don't favor him either. They basically have put him in a lifestyle where he has to be a criminal in order to have a reasonable life. And he's asking himself, is this really what he wants? Nubia is also having the same crisis, but in her case, she for the first time, well, not 100% for the first time, but she is being forced to really ask herself, do I want to continue to live this way, and do I want to continue to be a part of a crime family? Or does she want to give up all of this, even if it means walking away from Julius? This is just some of the questions my characters are being forced to ask now, and I hope all of you are excited to take this journey with them, because I won't lie, I'm gonna let things get a little, well, more than a little crazy in this story. But I will be providing you more updates and peeks into this story as time goes on. And with that, this is the end of this video. I hope you, my lovelies, all have a lovely day.